Okay, I have had a real fun afternoon of making all these Revit videos, and then when I went to encode them and process them, um, they all got cut off after just a couple of minutes, and but I didn't know it when I was recording. So here we are, take two on finishes. We're going to clean up a lot of the stuff that's kind of hanging out there, and we're going to start with our exterior walls. Let me save this file here first. Save as. Uh, Okay, so I'm back where I started uh, several hours ago. Anyway, um, as we see here, we've got a gap between our floor and our foundation wall. Okay, now if uh, depending upon where you're working and what you're doing, okay, uh, your model may be okay if your model is, like 80% complete, okay? And then a lot of the things you finish up in your drawing and you add in those you add in those details in the drawing. Some places may want the model, closer to 95% complete or 100% complete. Okay, so it depends on the project you're working on and the company you're working for as to how you're going to do these things. We're missing a sill plate, and we can't make the floor system an inch and a half thicker because then it covers the whole inside. So one way to do that is to create a beam and put the beam in. Okay, and so we'll go to top of foundation wall level here. Okay, and I'll show you quickly on one side how you can do this. We can go to beam, and I want to load structural framing, wood, dimensional, 2x6. Okay, now I want to edit it and duplicate it. I'm going to call it 2x6 flat. And I reverse my dimensions here. I found this to be the easiest way to do it. Okay. Okay. Now, I don't find it best to draw it in the house because you kind of lose it. So I'll come outside and draw it outside from grid line to grid line. Okay, it tells me, okay, it's not visible. All right, well, that's fine. So probably best to go to, we'll go to my section view here. Okay, and so here it is right here. And I want it actually in here. So we can change offsets here, or we can align. Oh, it didn't like that. Okay. Let's try it again. Try it one more time. Nope. Okay, since it's a beam, we'll have to change it over here. So let's offset it 1.5, and you have to do both ends. Okay, so that got it up to the right level. Now we should be able to align it to the outside of our floor system and lock it in place. Okay, so that got it into the building. Okay, let's go to our 3D view, and you can see it right there. Okay, so if you have to have it in the model, that's the best way to do it. Okay, or we can just cover that up with our siding, and then we add it into the drawing when we're actually doing the section drawing. Okay, so we got to cover the siding up down here. Okay, and we need to know that distance. So let's go to, well, we can go back to our section view that has our elevations on it. So no, it's 1'6¼ from the bottom of the wall, which is at level 1, down to here, 1'6¼ inch. And we want our siding to overlap that by a little bit. So we're going to make it 1'6½. So we'll go back to our 3D model. It'll be easier to see it here. So I'm going to select the wall. I don't want to edit the family. And I'm going to edit the structure, and I want my preview here so I can see it. All right, and now let's zoom in on the bottom and go to modify. And I bring my mouse up and I click on the bottom of the siding, the clapboard siding, and I unlock it. Okay, that means I can change the elevation of that up and down. Okay, and so I'll say okay, and then we'll go okay again. Now you notice it gives me 2 pull down arrows. Okay, one is for the wall family itself, one is for that siding, and I can click and I can pull it down. Easiest way, quickest way to do this is let's select all instances of our wall, exterior wall, and change our base extension distance right here. So that would be -1, 6.5 inches. Okay. And so we can see that it did it all the way around the house. Okay. Another issue is we have the corner right here. Don't go all the way up. Okay, I may have fixed that side. Let's go back to our siding, our section view. Okay, and so the way we have it in the section, this is the way it's built. So if you're looking for, 100% model correctness, you have to adjust the corners of your walls. If you're just looking, 80% model correctness, then you can, let it go, except for it shows up in your 3D model. 2 ways to fix it. Okay, one way is I can attach that wall to the roof. Okay, so now my model is not correct, but it closes up that gap on the end of the wall. Okay, all right, so let's see. This is the rear wall of the house. So let's go to floor plan, level 1. I need to look at my 3D view. Okay, so rear left corner. So this corner right here, the way to do it is to change it so that the long wall here ends here. This wall extends all the way out. And so we can do that, modify tab, wall joins, and I select that corner and it highlights it. Okay, so now in this method, it's got the rear wall coming all the way to the end. I come up here and I choose next, and this just cycles through the different options. This will make the gable wall the long wall and the eave wall the short wall. Okay, so that's what I want. So let's go back to our model, and you can see how it changed. It made the gable wall the long wall. The eave wall is now the short wall, but it closed that gap in, so our model is correct. And my section view is still correct. That wall is only that tall. So it depends on what you're wanting, where you're working and what you're wanting, okay? So that's kind of my exterior walls. Now my interior walls, I have a similar issue here in the staircase area because I have no drywall over the floor system there. So let's pull this down and flip my view, and I'll color it. So you see I've got drywall up here, but nothing in the floor system area, and I got drywall down below, which I want that. I need it covered. So let's pull this one over. So we've got it there. The best way to do this, deal with this, is to just edit the profile of that wall. And in this particular case, uh, okay, we'll draw lines. Okay, so I've edited the profile, and I'll finish that. Okay, thank you for that warning message. Okay, so now you see I've got drywall continuous. Let's go to this section view. The problem is that it extends the entire wall down. Okay, and that's not model wise, that is not correct. So what we have to do is edit the floor system. We go edit boundary, level 1, and all I should have to do is just hit my check mode again, and it tells me that I've got overlaps. Okay, I guess because we edited that model, but it's this wall right here that I'm paying attention to. So I'm going to say yes. Okay, so let's go back to section view, and you can see here oh, well, that's not the right one anyway, but our outside walls are still good. That's my siding, the clapboard siding. So nothing changed on that. Let's go to this view, and you see it took out the wall that was inside the floor system, but it left the drywall. Okay, now you're going to want to do the other two walls. You can do this wall when you come to you can only do them one at a time. Okay, and so when you come to do these walls, you got to do this piece separate from this piece. I don't know why, but it didn't work when I did it trying to do two of them together. Um, so let's go to this one, and I'll work through it one more time. There's no need to do the wall here at the top of the stairs because the stair covers that part of the floor system. Okay, so let's go edit profile on this one. And you can just draw it in the middle of the wall. It's fine. Okay. All right. And so now let's go edit my floor system. And I should only just have to check the green mold, and it tells me, do I want to cut that out? So I'll say yes. And so there we can see I got no floor system in my wall, but I've got drywall covering that portion of it. So I'm going to pause this video. The next video picks up here where I was having some problems, and it works you through some more issues. And then I'll come back with a third video.